Hi everyone, welcome back. We are already on class 12, believe it or not, and next week is already October. So we are starting a new unit called Looking at Light, and yes, you are already on your fourth large project. So I know I didn't give you a lot of time for the third project, positive and negative space, and I kind of saw that, and for this next project I'll give you more time. It will be due October 14th and 15th, depending on if you're on Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. And the important thing that I hope you took away from the positive and negative still life project is just how important negative space or ground or negative shape is, how important it is, and how just important it is as the positive shape or space or figure. Okay, so as you work on your next still life, which will be a lot more challenging, I hope that project number 3 will help you observe and kind of you can think of ways to make negative space just as important as the positive shape or the objects themselves. Okay, but I wanted to explain to you the next assignment, and also, well, the next assignment is pretty straightforward, but the exercises that you'll be working on today, it's a little bit, there's a lot of steps involved and a lot of parts to it, so everything is on the PDF that I sent you to your email and also on Blackboard, so please follow through. Also, please watch the video with John Gibson explaining kind of the importance of similarities versus differences. Trying to find similarities between objects and background and foreground rather than trying to always look for differences. That's a very important part of YouTube video. And if it takes you at least, like 3-4 watches to really understand and let it soak in, please do so, okay? Because that's a very important point, something that we should try to take away from the video as we go into our large still life, okay? And then there are a few PowerPoint presentations about value and about light and direction of light, range, contrast, etc., value range. So please look through that as well, okay? But what you will do for today's class are just drawing studies, and I have a folder that I shared with you. Please, with any of these OneDrive folders, if you can't access it or open it, please let me know right away rather than sit and be like, I can't do the assignment because I couldn't open it. It is kind of your job as a student to let the teacher know that this folder isn't accessible, and thank you to those who have been letting me know if any of the folders haven't been accessible. But after you watch the video and also look through the value presentations, there are 2 PowerPoint presentations, and then you watch this video, please choose 5 different still lifes from the folder that I shared with you, okay? 5 different still lifes, and you will be doing 5 different studies. The big rule is that you cannot blend. So absolutely no blending, right? That's going to come in the large project. But for these exercises, I want you to really focus on trying to see value, and it's going to be very difficult because it's, you kind of, so I guess the more natural tendency maybe to blend and smooth things out, but divide and simplify into just value shapes like we've been talking about and doing since project 1, okay? So you are going to do 5 different still life studies. They should be about no less than 8 inches by 10 inches, and it doesn't have to be like 8 by 10, that ratio proportion exactly. It can be square or whatever, but just need 5 of those. 2 drawings, 2 studies will only have 2 values, okay? What I mean by 2 values is literally 2 values. So light value, you're going to divide light and dark, okay? Light and shadow. And I also have examples in a folder that I shared with you that I did in my sketchbook. Here's an example of just 2 values. So you see light and dark. And don't forget the background. So sometimes, like, since you only have 2 values, some of the shadows in the objects, like this ball, it will just blend in with the background that's in shadow, that's dark, okay? That's okay, okay? So you're gonna do 2 of those, and then 1 drawing with just 3 values, right? 1, which is the paper, 2, and then 3, this darker value. You can decide, so if you have your value scale, you can decide which 3 to pick, okay? That's up to you. And then 1 drawing with just 4 values, okay? And that gets a little bit harder to distinguish, okay? But do your best. And then 1 with 5, so 5 in total. And that will be 10 points for each drawing, 50 points total. Absolutely no blending, no blending, no blending, no blending, no blending, okay? So these are due for my Monday, Wednesday class. It's due Wednesday, September 30th. That's 103W. And then for my Tuesday, Thursday class, it will be due Thursday, October 1st, both by 11 a.m. Okay. After this, so next class, we will be starting our large still life. And like I said, these still life images are very difficult. It will take a lot of time, and I am giving you class a few weeks. So, and I will expect progress and be giving points for progress, like 30, 60, 90% done. I think that helped a lot of you. And I will say this again in my next video, but start with like 5 gesture drawings. It will be in the next class notes agenda, but 5 drawings, 5 gesture drawings. Really the same process. Like, I may not say this again when we work on future still lifes, but every still life, every assignment you do, it's always a good idea. I always recommend that you do a few thumbnail sketches or gesture drawings, like time yourself 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Doesn't have to be big. If you like working big with charcoal and newsprint, do that. But even if it's in your sketchbook, it helps so much. It's less intimidating. You grab a feel of what the objects are like, organic, geometric, etc., etc. And so, yeah, we'll start that next class.